Good morning, everybody. This is Jasmine with Ethereal Pathways. Thank you for joining me again if you're returning. And if this is your first time, thank you so much for joining me. You're welcome to, check on any of my other videos if they may interest you. And I'm glad to have you here. So I am going through a lot personally in my world. If you tuning back in from previous videos, there's been a lot of, craziness going on in my life the last 2 to 3 weeks with regarding shakeups about, ending karmic lessons and karmic cycles with romantic relationships. Knowing your worth, this theme, stepping into the unknown, especially and trusting God, really. And it's just been a test after test for me. But I wanted to share just whatever comes through this morning. I've got my writing pad here and a pen. So I'm just going to ask Spirit to come in this morning and clear my energy. I may be quiet here for a minute while I do this. So I'm going to try to channel any kind of messages or words that come through. And the messages some of the things that come through may be a confirmation. Not all the things may confirm for you something, because it may be different people for different people. So some things that come through could be for a lot of you. Some things could be for one or two of you. So just take what resonates or matches your reality and what's going on, and then leave the rest for somebody else, because I'm channeling for multiple people and collective. I'm asking Spirit to come in and speak through me. Whatever messages the collective needs to know. Thank you for clearing the energy, clearing the space for only the highest entities and messages to come through from the highest realms, from God. Angel, Archangel, thank you for protecting us. So I'm seeing an axe, first off, like somebody taking an axe to something. And cutting down cutting down something that's dying and dead. I just see somebody chopping like at a tree, like a dead tree. It's already dead, but it just didn't want to come down. And it's just being chopped away at the base there by this man. It poses a threat, and he can't move forward with this in the way. So it's being chopped down. He's taking it down by his own volition. He's removing the obstacles, and because whatever he needs to do or build or do in that space, that's taking up space, and it's preventing him from building what he wants to build. That's so very symbolic, really. And really, I could relate that to my own life right now. Whenever you remove people, places, and things that have been holding you back, even limiting, negative mindsets and lack of self-worth, whatever, and you say, you finally get to the point where you're like, anything's better than this, I've got to just believe that whatever, there's something better, or somebody better, or some job better, or whatever it is that's holding you back. You've got to believe. And that I'm speaking to myself when I say that, because I'm going through the same thing. A lot of us are in the collective. So he's chopping this tree down. Oh, and then he uses the tree. He's oh my gosh, woo! Thank you, God, thank you, Spirit. So he's taken the tree down and he's working the wood, cleaning the bark off, debarking. He's chopping it up in pieces to build like a home, like a log cabin or something. And that may be very simple to some people out there, but this is just coming to me. I mean, just boom, boom. He's putting in the work. He's cleaning the dead, the old portions of himself that died, or what, he's transmuting it. He's transmuting the wood. He's chopping it down of his own volition. He's ending that karmic cycle in a way. And he's cleaning the wood. He's shaping the wood. That's alchemy. That's transmutation. And getting it, like, he's getting it. There's something else in here. So he's getting it straight, the wood straight, or in a place where it'll fit tight and create a good, strong foundation. I don't know if some of you know builders or anything about building. I used to work in construction for a few years. I love construction. And when you go back and look at the ancients and the ancient temples that, how did they build that? They built them so tight. Those stones were laid so tight with nothing in between them that there was nothing going to shake that foundation. And it was so precise. So there's something about that. But he's working it and he's trying to get the angles just right, like perfectionist, like Virgo energy, right? So you're being very precise, and he's trying to get it just right. Because he knows if he doesn't do this right, the foundation will fall. And it'll be a waste in a way. It'll be a loss, a huge loss. So he's trying to do it very meticulously, very detail-oriented, Virgo energy again. What else? Flowers. The other day, I'm remembering blossom. One of the words I channeled through on the piece of paper the other day, flowers are blossoming. It's like he planted flowers along with this foundation to bloom and blossom and create more and grow. I'm seeing a seagull for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to look this up. Well, I can't right now because I'm recording on my phone. I looked seagulls, the spiritual meaning of seagulls, up the other day. And I can't remember what the spiritual meaning of seeing a seagull is, but I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the video. I'm writing down so the cutting down of the tree is also, like I said, the ending of the karmic cycles ending of old thought patterns, ways of acting. When we go on these patterns and these circles, the same people or the same situations, job, whatever it is. And when you start to see it and you get tired, you get tired enough of it, you have the choice to remove that obstacle out of your own life. Just like what I did the other day, or, with this relationship, creating boundaries, saying enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. It's causing me too much hurt. I need to heal. I need to remove this cycle, end this cycle with this person. No matter, and again, it's not any hatred or malice towards this other person. Like for me in my life, it was just a knowing that I'm repeating a cycle with a different person. And even if it is a past life cycle, and I think it could be for this person, because we have a very, very strong spiritual connection psychically. And that's been more and more obvious with signs for both of us as we go. I have to let that person go. I have to continually do that every day. And let me tell you, it's very difficult because the thought projections he sends my way makes me obsess and think about him. And it's like a constant push-pull and pull. And then I have to remember to put my thoughts back on me, that I send him love, but then I quickly, bring my thoughts back on me and what I'm building, what I'm cutting down and what I'm building. And this is going to resonate for, a lot of you others out there. Not everybody maybe, but I think a lot of you, because you're watching this for a reason. Either you're contemplating cutting down and ending a relationship, a main karmic lesson relationship that's been very heavy in this lifetime, or a job, or whatever it is, a lack of abundance, toxic cycles with toxic people, whatever it is. You're tired of not having your desires, your fulfillment, your heart's desire. You know what I mean? You're tired of the same old, not having what you want and what you truly desire, your heart desires. Whatever that is, whether it be financial independence, being free to travel, whatever it is, having a fulfilling, loving, emotional relationship that's healthy, you have to choose to end that cycle and put up boundaries or do whatever you need to do, because something's got to be better than this. And that's the point I had to get to. If somebody wants to drop a comment here and look up the spiritual meaning of seagull, there's something there. And I looked it up when I was at the beach with my daughter. I don't know, was it last weekend? When I had some major confirmations from spirit, and my dad spoke through her to me, gave her a message, and that was for healing. He apologized. My daughter channeled a message from my dad. She'd seen him in a recent dream, and she didn't never known him. He passed in 98 and she's only 13. So she's seen pictures of him, but it's like she channeled a message and said, "I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? I'm so sorry." And that was major for me. Just sitting in this, because this is not just for me. I'm tied to a collective. I'm tied to people in a collective, souls in a collective with me, energetically, that are going through the same thing at the same time. You may be at different stages of this, or you may be right kind of where I'm at, where you don't know where this is going to go. Like, I don't know where my abilities that I'm doing right here in this video are going to go. You're scared. I literally cried out when this leak happened in my house the other day. And I just was like, I don't have the funds, God. Like, and I just prayed, and I know, I just spoke it. I know you always take care of me when stuff like this happens and the funds come from somebody or somewhere. And I know you're going to take care of me, but I'm scared. I mean, I just literally cried out, God, I'm scared. Like a little kid. That was my inner child crying out, I'm scared. And God came through and brought clarity. He brought the resources. And I'm very thankful for that. But we're all kind of going through this. The collective that I'm talking to that's going through this right now, or you're contemplating going through this. It's scary. It's not for the faint of heart, but in order to come into your fulfillment, to achieve that, you have to make a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice the ego and what your comfort, your comfort level, whatever you spend in your comfort. You have to sacrifice that in order to obtain your wish fulfillment, your heart's desire. I've already shared with you, and if you're new and this is your first video you're watching, again, welcome. Thank you for coming. But I'm going to explain that, your wish fulfillment is going to require a sacrifice from your ego, from you, letting go of what no longer serves you, who no longer serves you. You're going to have to make that choice. That is, again, you co-create with the Creator, with the divine, with God. He creates the outcome and the outer reality or illusion of the reality. You make the choices. He just creates the outcome of whatever choices you make, whether you want to stay stuck and stagnant, not getting your heart's desire, being stuck, feeling unfulfilled, feeling blocked from your heart's desire, or choosing something different this time. Saying, I'm ready. I'm no longer wanting to settle for what's less than what I deserve. I'm no longer willing to settle and for being toxic, hurting people, having people hurt me, not getting my wish fulfillment in relationships or in life, financially, whatever it is. I've shared on previous videos, and again, if you're new to this video and you haven't seen my previous videos, my personal, desire, and this may resonate with some of you or all of you or none of you. Mine is to help people by doing videos like this, to train, that came out first, that for a reason, to train, to teach through my experience, through my journey, the knowledge that I've learned, showing you how my skills are developing, because you can do the same thing. I know some of you don't believe that. You may not believe it. You maybe want to believe it. And you may have self-limiting doubts and beliefs, that prevent you from believing that. But we all have the ability. It's in all of our DNA. That's the junk DNA. That's part of the junk DNA that they don't tell you about, is for psychic abilities. It's for God-given abilities to, as you ascend, as you sacrifice things from your ego that no longer serve you and you want better for yourself, it's a form of self-love. You got to step into those things and sacrifice the things that you're scared to sacrifice the most. That's the sacrifice that we have to make to ascend, to go to the next level, to start stepping up those stairs. I'm seeing somebody walking upstairs with a heavy load, and you're dropping things off as you go up. Oh my gosh, this is just coming to me. I love how Spirit talks. It's walking up this staircase up to the light, and you're literally having this huge heavy load at the bottom, and in each step you take, you're dropping off burdens, caring for others above yourself. Let the dead go bury their dead. You come and follow me, is what Jesus said when the disciples were being called. What that means is you still can love those people and leave them. Because I mentioned this in a previous video. You staying stuck with that person in a toxic relationship, in a toxic cycle, in a toxic job, whatever it is, with a toxic boss, whatever, is also preventing that person from ascending. It's not just you. Yes, your ego mind may see it as a sacrifice to stay in the relationship because you feel like you're, quote, helping them, but you're not really helping them spiritually and personally, if you think about it. Because sometimes it takes you walking away and ending a cycle with somebody or something for change to happen, for growth to happen. That's the utter sacrifice. The thing you want to hold on the most for your comfort is what you're going to have to sacrifice in order to ascend, drop burdens, and come closer to your wish fulfillment, to what makes your soul and you truly happy, what you truly deserve. So I think people really need to think about, what do you truly deserve? That would be the thing that's the message that I'm getting, from me, myself, and for others. Write down, put it on paper, and then put it in front of you every day. What is your wish fulfillment? Whether, in all aspects of your life. What do you want? What if you had no limits on income, finances, money, relationships, whatever? What is your dream life look like? And write it down on paper very clearly. Make sure it's as detailed as you can, because that's your manifestation. What's the word I'm looking for? That's your manifestation list, for lack of a better word. It's kind of like doing a dream board. You have people with dream poster, whatever. I've done one of those in the past when I used to sell Mary Kay. Writing those down, and I'm going to do this for myself, writing those down, even though I've done it actually. I've done it in my journal. I've done it in my phone notepad app, like what I want in a partner or whatever. But having it written down in front of you every day to look at, I think is going to be key too, because this is coming to me now for myself. So I encourage people to do that. Write it down. Write down every wish and dream that you have. If there was no limit on money, funds, whatever, what is what you wish to have? What do you want to bring to this world? Do you want to help people? Mine is, of course, helping people. If you're new to this and you haven't seen my previous videos, my wish is, and that I know now this is part of my life purpose, my soul purpose, that what I came here to do, is I'm a transmuter. I'm also a transformational soul. So when people come in contact with me, they bring transformation for me, and I bring transformation for them. I wake people up and activate them and to ascend in some way. It doesn't matter how little the interaction is or how whatever. There's something that I give to those people that helps them step forward towards their passions, their desires, things that make them happy. And I now know that. That's why, one of the main reasons it's written in my birth chart. I had to go look up my birth chart. I can't tell you how many times I pulled it from different places, and I didn't see those things before, and now I'm seeing them because I kept asking. It was right in front of me the whole time, but I wasn't ready to see it because I hadn't made the needed healing and sacrifices needed to gain that spiritual knowledge yet. You got to work towards that. Put in the work. And I kept asking God, what am I here to do? What am I supposed to do, with my life purpose? Because I kept feeling like I needed to have my own business. I didn't know how to get that. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't, I have a, and that's, I'm putting it in past tense because I'm speaking this into existence now. I am good enough. And I started speaking positive affirmations again through this process because it has helped me reground myself when I feel ungrounded. I give myself a hug. I tell my inner child, we are safe. I got you. We're going to do this together. I am worthy. I can do this. I am worth it. I am enough. I'm more than enough, in fact. I've got a little sticky note on my desk at home, my monitor at home. It says, I am more than enough. I'm trying to do that. And it'll come together. Like, I'm taking step by step to do this business, to do this YouTube channel, to share these messages that I get. Because I'm not only going through it myself, we're all going through it together in some level. It's, maybe different stages, but we're all going through this ascension. And I'm here to help the ascension. That's what I know I'm here to do. My dream is to be able to travel the world, because I've always wanted to travel, and I've never had the money to do that. We weren't raised with a lot of money. I had a single dad and with 2 kids and no child support. So, we were middle to lower class. And so we didn't have a lot of money. We did have vacations that he saved up all year for, and we would go see our grandparents in Illinois. And we were growing up in Georgia. So, because that's where we were from. We're from Illinois. So my dream is to travel and then help people while I'm traveling, like go speak, do workshops, whatever country, whatever city around the world, and get paid to do that. And then I can have downtime to do my grid work while I'm doing that. That's my dream. And then have a very emotionally and all fulfilling romantic relationship with somebody in a family. And that's what I'm manifesting in, because I literally, I didn't even know that until I met who I thought was my twin, who I suspect is my twin. I don't know, but we talked about what our dreams and goals are, and that's what came out to me. And that's when it became more clear that that's what I want. I didn't think it was a reality. I didn't think it was something I could obtain, but if we're just sharing what dreams are, well, everybody can have dreams, right? I didn't think that seriously about it. But it's now coming more and more obvious to me that this is a dream that my soul desires, because it's related to my life purpose work. And I can obtain it, but I have to work for it. I have to put in the work. I have to do, things that I'm not used to doing for myself, putting practicality into this, sharing these videos, I need more structure. That's coming to me. I need more structure in how I post, whatever. And that'll come. I'm just taking the baby steps right now to start moving forward doing that. But you're going to have to do that too. If you're watching this video, it's for a reason. So I'm almost at 30 minutes, so I'm going to cut this off because I didn't want it being this long. But I just wanted to share this message that was coming through. I felt like I needed to share a message, and that apparently that's what it is. If this resonated for you, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel guided to do. It really does help my channel. Again, I'm doing this to help people. This is not money, money, money. This, for me, is my life purpose work. Whether you choose to help or not, God will make it happen as long as I put in the work. It does help, though, since I'm giving you this free knowledge, that you return the energetic thing and try to like, comment, subscribe. And again, I'm not putting pressure on people. I'm just speaking that because it is a reciprocal thing. If you want an evenly reciprocal relationship or whatever, you got to put in something if you're getting something, right? You want even reciprocation. So I just believe, and I thank people for your support in doing so. I'm just going to thank you up front, whether you feel guided to or not. Again, I detach from if you don't feel guided to. It's up to you. It's everybody's decision. But I do appreciate those who have like, comment, subscribe, even hit the share button. You don't have to share it. I think it still hits the algorithm where it'll help show my videos to more people, to a larger audience. So it'll help spread the word, spread the information that people need in these messages. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate y'all going through this with me. And I leave you all in love and light. Thank you so much. God bless.